Hello everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Katie, and today we are doing my May TBR. There are a lot of reading to be done this month. I don't have every single book that I want to read, but I do have a good chunk around me. I'm waiting for books from my library and from Libby to come in, and I kind of like put my what is it called? My library holds later on, so they would come in May. So today we're going to talk about my TBR for the Christian Readathon. Feel free to make any TBRs you want to, and just spread the word, and let's all have fun reading Christian fiction this month. So I'm guessing about 90% of my TBR is going to be Christian fiction this month. That doesn't happen every month. I read a wide variety of pretty much every genre that's out there, except for maybe horror. And so I have a ton of fun books to talk about. So I'm just going to go ahead and share the ones for the Christian Fiction Readathon. So the first prompt was flowers on the cover. And for that one, I'm going to go with the one that I recommended to you all. I'm trying to find them. Okay, I'm going to put these in order. I did not. So I'm going to be reading Tacos for Two. I'm finally going to get to this one after months and months of just not reading it. I need to read it because I know I'm going to love it. But I've talked about this one before in my recommendation video, but it is about a girl who enters a food truck competition to where she needs the funds from the prize money, and she gets into a battle with a fellow food truck person, and I'm guessing there is romance because she's known for her really cute romances. I think have I read any of hers? I don't think I've read one by this author, so this might be my first one. Okay, so that is the first book. The second prompt was with new blooms come new authors, and just wanted to let you know as well that if you missed the announcement video, I will link it down below in the description box. I wanted to make sure I got that out before I forgot. So new authors. That one I am going to be reading In Search of a Prince by Tony Shiloh. I was going to read this last month, but I didn't unfortunately end up getting to it, and so I had to recheck it out from the library. Holly, if you get your copy, let me know and we can buddy read this together this month. But I'm really excited to get to this one. This cover drew me in right away. Like, this dress is so beautiful. This is about a girl who is a teacher in a New York City public school, and she takes annual summer vacations with her mother to Martha's Vineyard. But everything changes when her mom drops a bombshell, and Brielle finds out she really is a princess in the island kingdom of Aloro Ile, sounds right, off the coast of Africa, and she must immediately assume her royal position since the health of her grandfather, the king, is failing. So it sounds really good. I love a good kind of princess type story. I have a feeling this one's going to be pretty different, although it kind of reminds me of like the Princess Diaries. Okay, so there's that one. I'm covering up my prompt list. There we go. The next prompt was April Showers Bring May Murders. And for that one, I'm going to be reading Fatal Strike by Diane Mills. This cover, again, is stunning. I love that pink and purple background. It's gorgeous. But this will be my very first Diane Mills as well. We're going to be having a ton of new authors this month. I am so excited. But this one is, let's see, have I even read the back of this one? I'm not sure. I don't think I did. I just bought it because it was a cover buy. It's gorgeous, and I know I love romantic suspense books, so that's why. But this one says, there's a killer on the loose in Galveston targeting law enforcement officials and using a fatal injection of snake venom to take them down. Authorities have reason to believe the Venamo gang is behind the hits, and FBI agents Leia and John team up to track down those responsible. So it sounds really good. I love a good mystery suspense book. This is going to be fun. I'm really excited to have a lot of new authors. Okay, so there's that one. Do I own this one? Yes. I'm trying to keep library books separate in my owned book separate. Okay. The next prompt was spring cleaning. Read a book that has been on your TBR the longest. And for that one, I am choosing When Stars Rain Down by Angela Jackson Brown. I talked about this one in my my book game that I did, my TBR game last week. And so I picked this one out, and this is Christian fiction. I did not know. I don't think did I know when I bought it or when I was gifted it? I don't think I did, but it sounded so good that I really wanted it. And yes, it's Christian fiction. So this one is all about 1936, and the Ku Klux Klan ends up coming into Opal's neighborhood, and it's all about how she just wants to celebrate her 18th birthday and enjoy the Founders Day celebration, and then that happens, and I'm guessing it's going to be pretty heartbreaking, but I'm excited to read this one. Yeah, so hopefully it's good. And yeah, it looks a lot more blue on camera. It's more of like this color. Like it's more of like a greenish blue versus like a very royal blue it's looking like on camera. Anyways, there's that one. And then was there one last prompt? Let's see. Yes, Spring Fever. Read a romance. So for that one, I am going to be reading a biblical historical fiction. And actually, I don't think it's biblical fiction. I think it's just takes place in that era. But I'm going to be reading Daughter of Rome by Tessa Afshar. And I think I talked about this one too in my TBR game. I tried to squeeze in a couple from the Readathon into the TBR game. You just may or may not have known it until now. But this one is all about a daughter of a Roman general who meets a Jewish immigrant, and neither one of them can dream of God's plan to transform them into the most influential couple of the early church. So it is not biblical fiction. I believe it just takes place in there. They do mention Paul, though, in this book, so they probably will meet Paul in here. So I'm very excited to get into my very first Tessa Afshar book, too. I've heard good things about her. So those are all the books that I will be reading for the Christian Fiction or Readathon. Is that right? Yeah. So all of those ones. And then I also will be, of course, reading the buddy read for the Christian Readathon, which is Under the Tulip Tree by Michelle Shockley. And this one, I think I've talked about what this one is about. Yes, because I didn't have the book with me, so editing me put that in the last video. But this is just all about a girl who wants to be a writer, and she meets a girl who used to be a slave years ago, and her family used to own slaves. So she wants to learn this woman's story and tell it. So it sounds really good. I'm hoping it's really good. Don't blame me. Well, yeah, you can blame me because I chose it, but I hope it's good and we all enjoy it if you're planning on reading it with me. And then I just have 2 other books to talk about that are just extra Christian fiction. I do plan on, I think I have like another good 10 books that I want to get to next month. They're just not in from the library yet, so it'll be a surprise for you guys to find out what I read later on. But the last 2 that I really want to get to next month, hopefully. I'm not sure if I'm going to get to this one, but this is The Tea Chest by Heidi Chiavaroli, and I'm supposed to buddy read this with Amanda, but things keep popping up and we haven't been able to read this together yet over at the Curly Reader. If I just said Amanda, you don't know who that is. But the Curly Reader and I are supposed to read The Tea Chest together, and hopefully we will be able to next month. If we don't, I'm not going to worry about it. I have a ton of more books to get to. And then the last book that I want to hopefully prioritize this month is the second book in the Codebreaker series. This is On Wings of Devotion by Rosanna M. White. And I buddy read the first one in this series with Oshina, and she wasn't going to continue the series, but I figured I'd try because, I don't know, I just kind of wanted to finish the series, and I have like an ulterior motive to finish the third book. So you may find that out later. Okay, so I don't know if I can tell you much about this one, but it is all about codebreakers during World War II, I believe. Of course, it doesn't say what, but I believe it's World War II. But they are codebreakers, and there's a girl who is a codebreaker. And I think this is about 2 different people in the first book. So I like how books sometimes do that. Like the first book is about 2 characters and the second book are about 2 different characters from the first book instead of continuing the same story. So I'm hoping that this one's even better. I gave the first book 3 stars, so I'm hoping that this one will be even better. Okay, so yeah, so those are all of the books that I have for you today. A short, quick video today. I do have a ton of extra books that I want to get to. I just don't have them from the library yet. I hope you will join in the Christian Fiction Readathon. It's going to be lots of fun. I have loads of Christian book related videos for the entire month, plus a few extra goodies coming up. I'm really excited for that. I can't wait to read all of these good books with you all. I hope you all have a wonderful day and a great reading month, and I will see you all in the next video.